How to increase your earning power without burning yourself out. Money. We all want more of it, don't we? But ideally, we'd prefer not to kill ourselves getting there. And that's precisely what I'd like to discuss with you today. The traditional path to earning money involves offering something of value to others, solving their problems through a product or service essentially. But if you genuinely want to see the financial rewards, that alone won't cut it. You've also got to be fairly skilled at what you do. In nearly every field you can think of, it's primarily the people at the very top who are making a decent living. These individuals are exceptionally talented at their craft and therefore occupy that top 1% of the ladder. And the more our society or the marketplace values that particular profession, the more money those people will earn. On the flip side, people who aren't quite as accomplished at what they do, or who've chosen a profession that isn't seen as particularly valuable, are naturally going to earn considerably less. These are the folks at the bottom of the pyramid earning peanuts. So it would seem logical to try and become one of the elite in your field if you want to make proper money, wouldn't it? That's what I reckoned for years, and for some people that approach works well enough. If this resonates with you, if you're tired of the old rules and ready to discover a smarter path forward, then consider subscribing to Prosperity Flow, because what I'm about to share could genuinely change how you think about building wealth. But if you go down that road, you'll quickly discover that the competition at the summit and on the journey up can be absolutely savage. You'll be up against others who are pouring every last bit of their time, energy and effort into their work, sometimes sacrificing everything else in the process. Not only that, but in certain fields, you've got to be in the top 0.01% to see any meaningful financial returns. Take the Olympics, for instance. It's already incredibly difficult just to get the opportunity to compete there, but the difference in earnings between the person who finishes first and the person who finishes fourth is absolutely massive. And sometimes the gap in their performance is just 1/10 of a second. It's mad how cutthroat it can be. Now, don't misunderstand me. Being in the top 1% or even the top 20% of a certain domain is often sufficient to make a really good living and not have to worry about money. The point I'm making is that there's an enormous earnings gap between those at the top of their fields and those who aren't. Well, fortunately, over time, I discovered that you don't actually need to be the absolute best to make good money. Instead, there's another approach to it. One where you don't necessarily have to put in extreme effort, but it still enables you to increase your market value enough to earn exponentially more. And it's quite straightforward. Rather than attempting to become world-class in one skill, what you do is add another complementary skill set to your existing skill set. That's it. And the best part is, you don't have to be extraordinary at that additional skill. Being competent or just above average is often more than enough. That's because in many cases, good plus good equals or even surpasses excellent.
And the more relevant skills you're able to combine, the more valuable you can make yourself. This is a fairly straightforward concept that many people overlook, but I believe it's the simplest option to significantly increase your market value and earning potential. Scott Adams, who's the creator of the Dilbert comic strip, named this idea talent stacking. As Scott himself describes it, he has modest art skills, mediocre business abilities, good but not exceptional writing talent, and a bit of a sense of humor. If his skills are examined individually, he isn't world-class in any of them. Instead, he's fairly average. However, Scott figured out a way to combine all those skills for a single purpose, and thus he's able to create something not everyone else can. A timeless comic that makes people laugh, but that also generates substantial income. Naturally, there are plenty of artists who can draw better than Scott, and loads of stand-up comedians who are funnier than him. But there aren't as many artists who are humorous, nor are there that many comedians who can draw. By combining two or more skills together, Scott entered into an entirely new field where there was far less competition, which allowed him to stand out. And that's why talent stacking works so brilliantly. If you're just average at one skill, nobody will take notice of you. You're just one of the many who can do the exact same thing. So naturally, those who are the best, the top 1% of that field, will secure most of the opportunities that arise. However, those who are able to effectively combine two or more complementary skills together instantly become more valuable simply because they can do something that others can't or aren't willing to do. If you've ever wondered how some people who aren't as skilled as you or as clever as you earn more money than you, this is it. They simply combine a few useful skills together, and almost by default, they become the top 1% of their new field, simply because their skill set is so rare that there's barely any competition. And you could do the exact same. Now, I'm not saying that it's straightforward to do so, but it's definitely easier than putting all your eggs in one basket. And the reason it's easier is because it doesn't take ages to learn just enough about a topic and become reasonably good at it. Conversely, due to diminishing returns, the deeper you dive into something and the better you get at it, the harder it is to make any meaningful improvement. An elite athlete could be training for years just to shave a few seconds off his mile time. Meanwhile, in just a few months, a beginner is able to improve his mile by minutes. And that's what you're aiming for. Improving in a skill just enough to be reasonably good at it, but not over-investing time and effort. So, for example, let's say you wanted to learn how to become better at marketing. You could go to university and get a marketing degree, and you'll know 95% of all there is to know about it, but it's going to take you 4 years. Or you could take a simpler approach and just read a few books on the subject or take an online course. You'll learn 70% of all there is to know about marketing, and it's going to take you maybe a few months. Sure, you won't be an expert, but you'll be above average, which is good enough. And in the time it would take you to learn an extra 10%, you could add another skill to your repertoire. So whilst it might take a lifetime to master something, it usually takes just a few months to become above average at multiple skills and make yourself more valuable that way. That's why talent stacking is the easier route.
Now, I'm not suggesting that you shouldn't bother mastering any skills. Far from it. Being a generalist also isn't ideal, because it usually means you're spread too thin across too many different areas, and you don't make much progress in any of them. Instead, you want to pick a handful of skills that complement each other well and focus on those. But once you've found a way to effectively combine them in a manner that allows you to generate more income, you should dive deeper and even try to master them. However, when you're still in the process of combining skills, good enough will do. But the big question is, which skills should you spend time learning to add them to your talent stack? To answer that question, let me first share a quick story. Back in primary school, I loved playing basketball. However, I didn't do any training except for maybe shooting the ball at the hoop. And at that time, I had a mate who enjoyed playing football. But he had regular daily practice because he actually wanted to go professional. So when we played football at school, he obviously dominated and was the best at it. Now, when we played basketball, you'd think that I was better than him. But my friend actually was faster, had more stamina, knew where the ball was going, and he understood team play, all better than me. Whilst he was training to be better at football, the skills he acquired at his practice also transferred to other sports and made him better at them. So unfortunately for me, his football training also made him good at basketball. The point I'm making here is that the skills you learn in one area can often be applied in another. So the best skills that you should try to add to your talent stack are the ones that can be applied to multiple areas.
Things like persuasion and clear communication, time management, another language, writing, marketing, understanding psychology and people's behavior. That's just to name a few, but there are many more to choose from. The reason I listed these options is because I believe they have a very broad range of applications, and even if your original plan with them doesn't work out, these skills are still going to be useful and will serve you greatly in other areas as well, so you can't go wrong by learning them. With that said, I believe that the most important skill anyone can learn to make more money is understanding business and finance. Knowing business will significantly amplify the earning potential of whatever domain you're in. However, you need to have a skill set that you're reasonably good at in the first place, otherwise there's nothing to amplify. Now, the reason why understanding business is so important is because if you don't have at least some business acumen, your earning potential is capped. You can be the best at what you do, but if you're just an employee, you're simply trading your time for a fixed salary, and you probably don't want to be doing that indefinitely. Eventually, you'll want to become a freelancer, self-employed, or a business owner. That way, you can get paid based on the value and results you provide, rather than getting a fixed salary based on the time you spend working. And you might know some people who are in the same domain as you, but aren't really that good at what they do.
However, because they have solid business skills and are running their own venture, they're able to amplify their earnings and make a good living. That's why you want to have some business skills yourself, so you can eventually make the shift from an employee to a business owner, which will allow you to amplify and scale your income instead of it being capped. But you shouldn't be fooled. Business isn't just a simple skill, it's actually already a complete talent stack. Someone who's good at business is already good at multiple different things, such as negotiation, risk management, accounting and taxes, leverage, outsourcing and delegating, money management. You get the point. They don't necessarily have all these skills, but many of them are present. However, this is also probably the most useful stack you can have, because it can be transferred and applied in any field. The industry you're in doesn't matter, the business principles will be almost the same. Sure, there might be some differences, but just like my friends switch from football to basketball, a lot of it will transfer over. And this added flexibility is another reason why I think talent stacking is so brilliant. Nowadays, things are constantly changing, and you should expect changes in your industry as well. If you're only able to do one thing, chances are that a shift in your domain might negatively impact you, as it's much harder to pivot if you do things the same way all the time. But if you have other skills to fall back on, then the pivot is not only easier, but it can also help you catapult yourself to the top faster, as you're better equipped to handle the changes compared to others. This is why it makes sense to build other flexible skills and not just focus on one. Also, the world isn't the only thing that's changing. Over time, we change as individuals as well. What we like today isn't necessarily what we'll enjoy 10 years from now, so it's wise to prepare accordingly. If you've made it this far into the video, you're probably convinced that talent stacking does indeed work for most people. Unless you know you can make it to the top 1% with just one skill, it's simply better to build and combine multiple skills together. And this is the path that I personally took. The Prosperity Flow channel you're watching right now is actually another example of talent stacking. I'm not world class at anything I do here. My storytelling is decent, research and information are solid, the insights I share are practical. Individually, you'll see that I'm nowhere near being the best in any of these skills. However, once you add all of them together, the end product is somewhat unique, and I'm able to have moderate success because of it, even if I'm not the best and even if I'm not working on it full time. So you can clearly see that there is something to it. Now, I have a challenge for you. I want you to think about your current skills and see if you could potentially combine them in a way that would make you more unique and valuable. If you don't think you can combine them in any way, then think of a new skill that could amplify or improve your current skill set the most. I want you to consume as much information about that skill as possible for the next week to get more familiar with the new topic. This'll allow you to really think about the potential ways those skills could be used and monetized. I say 1 week because that's not too much of a commitment, and if you really dive into it every single day for a week straight, that's a sufficient amount of time for you to learn loads of new stuff and apply it in a way that makes you at least a little more valuable. Remember, it doesn't take long to learn just enough. Worst case, after that week is over, you'll walk away having learned something new about the skill or about yourself that could be useful later on. But perhaps you'll learn how to combine that skill with your current skill set in a unique way and find a way to monetize it. You really have nothing to lose. So that's my challenge to you. Find and create your unique talent stack. And if this video has shown you a different way to think about success, one that doesn't demand perfection, but rather cleverness and combination, then you've already begun that journey. Perhaps the most powerful skill you could develop right now is the ability to see opportunity where others see limitation. To recognize that you don't need to be extraordinary at everything, just thoughtful about the right things. And if that idea moves you, if it feels like the permission you've been waiting for, then I genuinely appreciate you leaving a like on this video, not as a formality, but because it tells me this resonated. Share it with someone who's grinding away at perfection in one area when they could be building something far more interesting across several. Drop a comment below with the skill combination you're considering, because sometimes naming it makes it real. And if you're ready to keep exploring these ideas, to keep questioning the conventional paths and finding the smarter ones, then subscribe to Prosperity Flow. This isn't just another channel, it's a community of people who've decided that prosperity isn't about doing more, it's about doing smarter. And that starts now. That starts with you. Thanks for watching.